This is Coogan Cassius for IFL TV. We're in Los Angeles here. With me, I've run into, well, it's like a bit of home really. Audley Harrison. What's going on, Audley?
Yo!
What's going on?
Coogan, man, we filmed stuff.
We filmed stuff. You remember it?
Yeah, man. Happy New Year, man. 2014.
2014.
Yeah, man. New Year. Sun's out. I mean, I don't know what the weather's like in England, but it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I got my little Arsenal top on, but the sun is out. As you can see, the sun is out. It's a nice, beautiful day. I got my flip-flops on. You know what I mean? I'm just
chilled
outside.
out.
Yeah, I'm just chilled out, man. I'm outside my business. I own a little hair salon here with wifey. You know, obviously my wife is the pioneer. She's the leading light, and I'm the muscle, you know, the business manager. I'm not dressed like a business manager today, but it's a relaxing day.
You're wearing an Arsenal top. That's all good.
Yeah, wifey's off today, and you know, I'm in the salon every now and again. So I'm gonna take you a little peek inside. We got one of your Brit friends in there. You're all gonna know this girl who's in there. So you know, cause people think I've come to America. I don't associate with no more Brits. So there's a little Brit person inside. We'll say hello to her. And yeah, Salon Nouvo's the salon. So
yeah, just tell us what part of Los Angeles we're in.
So this is the new, they call this the new celebrity haven of Los Angeles. It used to be Beverly Hills. This is called Calabasas. So Calabasas is where Kardashians live, Justin Bieber, Britney Spears. So everybody's here. I live not too far from here. And it's a great neighborhood and great for schools. So the reason why I'm here is for the schools. And obviously we've opened the business here. And you know, we have a private VIP room there for some of the celebrities. And yeah, my wife's doing great. She's got a great team, great salon. So come inside.
Come inside. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
This is the salon. It's all our product line. The only product line we need to worry about is this one. This is my wife's got her own product line that came out. It's called Nouvo by Rachel Harrison, as you see. And she's got an anti-frizz argan oil that came out. It's like a Moroccan oil. And clients love it. But as you see this space, we was the Oscars for the hairdressing industry is called the NAHA Awards, North American Hairdressing Awards, and my wife was nominated last year, so it's like the Oscars. So we went to Vegas for it, for the salon design, because as you can see, she's designed an amazing salon. She's got an amazing space. That there is like a shampoo room. They go in the back there to shampoo. We have that's a VIP room, so that door there closes and it's got VIP on it, so we have celebrities in here.
What sort of clientele? Can you tell us any names of any clientele?
I'm not going to name drop.
Come on.
I'm not going to name drop.
Would I be in that one? Me?
If Coogan came here, he wouldn't even be in that one. He'll be out there in the back. We wouldn't even be doing this salon.
Nice to know.
So this salon's a team-based salon. They're all, everyone's an employee, so we get to control the education, we get to control the quality, so it's like an experience. People come here, we got people that drive from far and wide to come here for the experience. Great service and great education and just like impeccable customer service from the front desk when they come in to when they leave. We've got a great. Are
you hands-on with anything here?
I'm the business manager, so what I do, all my work is done, most of my work is done out of the salon. My wife, she's not here today actually, she's picking up our little one. She does everything inside the salon, so in terms of like all the marketing, the branding, the business development, negotiating the leases, because obviously you know there's no one else who knows how to negotiate a contract better than Audley.
That is true. One thing about you, that is true.
So my business acumen, I've used it to brand the salon. I mean, look, I've had so much publicity in my lifetime. I went from nobody knew who I was, everybody knows who I am. So I'm kind of doing that for my wife, branding my wife, and building, you know, a great team here and a great brand. She got a great brand, so we're doing really well. So. Let's say hello to my little Brit friend here.
Oh wow!
So this is little Mrs. Liani, who I'm sure you'll all remember who this is. Liani.
I used to have your picture on my wall actually.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. When I was about 15. Yeah, I did. Seriously.
I think many men had her picture on the wall. So yeah, Liani.
No, but the difference is I've still got it on there.
Oh, that's bad news. That's bad news. So yeah, so Liani's been out here for how long have you been living out here, man?
I've been out here about 7 years now.
Yeah, see, Liani's been out 7 years. So when we first opened, like 2 years ago, I reached out to Liani and said, Liani, I need to. Liani came in and done our fashion show. We done a fashion show, and Liani came and hooked us up. So you know, she stays, and we stay in touch. And she's got, hey, wait a minute, put it back on Liani a minute. Liani, for all you guys out there, you boxers, for your wives. Tell them about your collection, man.
Yeah, I've got a clothing line now called Le Luna Collection. So it's a lot of like really pretty dresses.
I mean, the dresses are ridiculous. The dresses are
What do you know
ridiculous.
about dresses, Audley?
Well, I see my wife wearing them, and I'm telling you now. Well, you know how Liani is. You know how Liani.
Yeah.
So you know they're going to be sexy and risque. So check her out. Check her out Facebook. Check her out Twitter, and check out her clothing line. She got a wicked clothing line.
Yeah, and we used them on your fashion show when.
Yeah. She used them on the fashion show.
Yeah.
Come on, Jessie. Don't try to hide away. This is Jessie.
She did.
Hello. I think this might be the first interview I've ever done.
There's like one more section in the front.
It's my first interview in a hair salon with my hair covering my face without my hair done.
There you go. So you got her without putting her face on. So. Yeah, so this is like, you know what I mean, this is not, obviously this is not the boxing world. You know, this is the other world that I'm in as a business manager, business owner, and a husband and a father. You know, this is my other life, but the fighter is still there, and the fire is still burning. But ultimately, you know, I'm 42 now, and you know, in fact, I was talking with a boxer yesterday. I won't say who he is, a well-known boxer yesterday. He's 43, and it's amazing that, you know, he's obviously done now, 43, and I'm 42. And it's like, but people got to realize, like most of those guys, they were boxing at 5 years of age. I started late in life. I started boxing at 19. So although I'm 42, I've still definitely got a few years left. I mean, I've been knocked out in my last 2 fights. People think, oh my God, he's been knocked out. So that's not great, getting knocked down, obviously, in these fights. But technically, in terms of my abilities and the stuff that I'm doing and I can do, it's not finished. It's not finished yet. There's still more left in the tank. So the only way for me to figure that out and find out is go back.
You know what, Audley? You know, you read what people say and you hear what people say.
Of course.
And, you know, I kind of thought after the David Price fight, personally, you know, I thought I wasn't sure. With you, I can never tell whether you're gonna call it a day or not. And my attitude towards you is always, if you're fit, you're healthy, and you want to do it, why not? It's not for me or Joe Bloggs to say that. But the Deontay Wilder defeat, the day after, what was your immediate response after that to the Deontay Wilder defeat?
I think I retired. Look, I know I retired. but what it was, so you can imagine, if I feed into everyone else's negativity, then I'm done. Audley can't do it. Look what happened. Deontay was all over him, battering him up on the floor. He's done. David Price, look, he had a little aberration with Price fighter, but he's done. So I fed into all of that, and I said, you know what, it's true, it's over. You know, it's done. Because no matter how strong I am, no matter how much I have this belief that I can do something, ultimately we all have days where we're not sure of ourselves. We question the journey. And I think, you know, that's one time when I definitely questioned the journey. I said, it's over. And I retired, but like, I couldn't live with my, like, straight away as I done it, I was like, regretting it. And it wasn't even like, it was like 2 weeks. It was less than 2 weeks when I had to undo it, because I'm like, don't make an emotional decision. You know, wait till you feel calm. And once I left it, then I realized that, it's, I can't retire like that.
Can you understand why people get on your case?
No, I mean, the bottom line is I talk the talk, and obviously they want you to walk the walk. But the biggest thing about people is that, look, at the end of the day, like in America, they love like the comeback story. You know, they love it. You know, but in England, it's like almost like people want to beat you up, shoot you down, just for themselves to feel good. Because the reality is, if I don't give up on myself, then nobody else should. The only person that people should be saying, don't give up, which I do get a lot of, obviously, the Nouvo, keep going, you know, I get a lot of that. But the other people, you know, it's like, I put a tweet out there today. Crazy people, smart people, seem like dumb, crazy people to dumb people. You know, at the end of the day, I'm a smart, intelligent guy. I'm not crazy. I'm delusional. I have a dream. I have goals. I have aspirations. And as long as I don't give up on myself, nobody else should. That's really the bottom line. The minute I say, you know what, like I done after Deontay, it's over. It's over. But the minute I say, no, I want to go for it again, I should have as much chances. It's my life. It's like somebody's smoking, they've lost their lung, and they're still smoking out of their neck. You know, you're doing yourself damage. I'm not doing myself damage. I'm living healthy. I don't smoke, don't do drugs. I'm getting myself in the best shape I can for each fight, and then I get knocked out. There's an element of boxing that's a danger element. You can't take it away. Sometimes you're going to get knocked out. If you look at my whole career, how many times I've been knocked out, it's been very minimal. And if you look at what happened with Deontay Wilder, David Price, big guys have always given me trouble, because I haven't faced many of them. Julius Long was the only big guy. So when I go back in the gym and I look at, well, what went wrong there? Is it fixable? It's fixable. I already know it because I'm fixing it. Give me another big guy again, and we'll see the difference.
Do you feel? So we're talking the Price fight, we're talking the Wilder fight, we're talking the Hay fight.
Talking defeats.
Yeah, we're talking defeats.
Failure.
But there seemed to be a common thing in all of them where it's like the concept that you froze in them fights and you didn't get going in them fights. Yeah. You know, and you kind of, you know, them fights obviously ended as early as they did. But what is that in you that is stopping you from, you know, freezing, if you like, if that's the right term to use?
Yeah, freezing is not the right term to use, but it definitely, what the real scenario is. This really is for the book. It's for the book, really. But I've said it many times, and I'll say it again, just like a brief synopsis. 2004. I mean, you talk to people like Carl Froch. Don't talk to me about mental strength. You could put Mount Everest on top of me, and I'd hold it up. Carl Froch, I'm the first guy that gave him a psychology book in the amateurs. I'm the first guy that told him about when you talk about mental strength. But what it was, I took that for granted, and I said, you know what, I'm going to be my own promoter, my own manager. And I thought, you know what, I can do this. And when the whole system turned against me and I'm fighting with all the promoters, and then I lost the contract with the BBC, I say it again, it broke my heart. And so emotionally now, I kind of lost myself for a while. And whereas before I was like a robot, it didn't matter. So going into a fight, I used to go to my fights in the afternoon to check out the arena, make sure, you know, still working as the businessman with no problems, and then go and fight in the night. But what it was, I took on so much stress that eventually it broke me down. And then now, so I had to reprogram. And so where you see me in those fights where I'm not looking sure of myself, it's not freezing, it's like emotionally I'm not quite there. It's like, because normally I walk out there, I'm totally focused on the job, there is no emotions. When people used to laugh at me, when people used to say to me, Audley, I'm not quite sure of myself, I used to be the worst guy cussing them out. I'd be like, what the hell are you talking about? You can't control yourself. So it's almost like the universe, God, the universe gave me something, because I lost that empathy for other people, you know, and I just became a robot. So I got broken down to now I'm feeling I'm feeling anxiety. I'm not sure of myself. So I had to go through all what I'm going through. I've gone through stuff that's just made me grow as a person, just built my character. Even though I'm 42, I won the Olympics at 29. I was like a little baby. Even though it looked like I was a little baby. I was a little boy that was needed to grow up. So what you've seen happen to me in the last 10 years with all this adversity, I used to say adversity is your friend. What you've seen happening to me is that all this adversity has built my character. It hasn't made me weaker. Bit by bit, it's built my character. So you can say, what you can say is now I'm 42, and it's like, you know, most people think I'm done, and it could be done. There might not be a door open. But I'm happy with who I am. As a person, I'm happy with who I am. Obviously, some of my fights have been a disappointment, and I've let myself down because I've talked it and I haven't been able to walk it. But you got to understand, when I talk it, I believe it. Then I go out there like David Hay, for example. Even though I knew I had one arm, and many people said, oh, you can't do it with one arm. I convinced myself I can. But when I stood on the starting line, reality hit me in the face that, boy, you can't do it. So it wasn't that I was freezing. If you see me in that ring with David Hay, I was moving. I was trying to buy myself time. I was trying to regroup, figure out what to do. The fact that I got up, because I could easily just took the money and run. So I am in there struggling. I am in there lost. I'm unsure of myself because I'm figuring David's just sitting back and I'm in line for his right hand. My whole game plan for David Hay, my whole training camp, I boxed as an orthodox. And I was boxing with one arm, as an orthodox, because this arm kept on breaking down. And then I'll switch back, and I had 3 sparring partners. So I thought I could do it. But the reality was, when it came to do it just on the day now you have to box with the orthodox, and David's sitting back, waiting to just throw his right hand over. I couldn't do the orthodox style. So it's like I was in there just buying time. Boom, he catches me, the fight's over. So, but obviously it looks bad on me because I'm talking, you know, I built myself up mentally, and I had to build myself up mentally that I could do it. And I walked out there believing I can do it. But the minute I got in that ring, and David sat back, because my whole thing was he was going to charge me. He's sitting back, I'm like, I can't go orthodox because he's going to pop the right hand over the top. So it was like, and people don't want to hear about it. It's an excuse. So I'm going to save the real you know, that's like me just giving you a brief synopsis of it. But obviously there's been real dark moments in that journey because I've been going through that, had to go through that. But all I can say is built my character. I'm a humble person. I'm a more better person. I'm a great husband, great father. Well, I'm on the road becoming a great husband. I'm a great father. The great husband, it's a work in progress. The person, the individual, how am I? I'm happy, I'm blessed. My goals haven't been achieved. So obviously there's going to be a disappointment there. And such is life. If that's how it ends up, such is life. You know, such is life.
I've been, obviously, I follow your Twitter and that, and I've seen various things that, you know, you've responded to people by saying, where are you now, as in today, as in regards of you coming back into boxing in the ring? Yeah. Where are you with that now? Yeah,
I mean, the reality is, I said, you know, I'm not retiring. So I've come back, and no doors are open. I mean, people say, why aren't you going to prize fight? Let's be honest. You know, Eddie Hearn was a kind of ally with me. The minute, I mean, he's giving me opportunities to come back. The minute he signed Anthony Joshua, I'm a businessman, I'm a promoter, I understand. That dynamic doesn't work. You kind of open the door for me, and you got Anthony Joshua, who you don't want to, you know, you can't create any kind of apathy towards his mission and his journey. So, quite rightly, you know, Eddie Hearn, it's not even Eddie Hearn, it's Barry Hearn, they're going down that road. So, obviously, when people say, why are you being prize fight? I'm not going to get invited on prize fight now because, you know, that fight, Anthony Joshua was fighting on that. You don't want to have, they don't want no comparison, they don't want to compare, they just want to go with that journey. So now I have to find opportunities where I can get back, and they're lower on the ground, they're low on the ground. But as long as I keep optimistic, and a door will open somewhere, and if it doesn't, I'll stay ticking over, keeping myself ready, and I'll move into another phase of boxing, and that will be it.
Do you feel like that door, if it was to open again for you, will open here or back in England?
Boy, you know, like I said, I'm knocking on doors, and you know, people got to think about which order he's gonna. You know, is he totally finished now? I mean, Prize Fight wasn't that long ago. You know, like, he looked quite good in Prize Fight, but then he got blown out by David Price. He got blown out by Deontay, so he's finished. So somebody might be saying, "Oh, we need him just for a name." And then,
are you happy with that though? If someone just to fill a show or something?
No, it's not to fill a show. It's not to fill a show. It's like
not fill a show. That's wrong.
Like,
but
just like I've had some opportunities that I was like, nah, I'm not interested. It's like if it's right, like the opportunity comes up and it's right and it makes sense, then I'll look at it. If it's not right, like I said, something, I wouldn't waste my time, you know. But I do want to fight. I do want to fight again because I want an opportunity. Because I feel like I want an opportunity to leave it in the ring, win, lose or draw. I want an opportunity to do what I need to do, let my shots go, and just enjoy myself, have fun. Like in Prize Fight, I kind of had fun, you know. And the whole Deontay thing, as you remember, it was like what happened was it was only like 5 weeks' notice. The worst thing for me is take fighters not notice. But I was just like, Deontay's like, I had him in camp. I think I figured out the tall guy syndrome, you know, and let me do it. You know, let me go for it. And because obviously the guy is ranked, and I figured beat him, I'm right. You know, I kind of got eager again, like the world title, you know, and went there when I should have just stayed on where I was and just built myself, because I needed a bit more time, you know, than just throw myself in there. And so I took a risk, and obviously it backfired big time, and it makes me look bad. Oh, he got blown out in a round. That's it. He's definitely done. When I was actually still, my growth was still happening in the ring. You know, my growth is still happening in the gym. But now at 42, it's kind of like people are like, oh, you can't get any better than you can. Like, what we've seen, you can't get any better. You know, so that's the unknown question. I mean, he's 42. He can't be any better than what we've seen. And we've seen some good, we've seen some bad.
There is more.
No. I'm just leaving that. He can't get any better, and you're not wrong to say that. So I'll agree with you unless I can do otherwise. So at the moment, he cannot be any better. He should call it a day, because what we've seen some good. We've seen some bad, and we've seen some ugly. And so let's say that the ugly we don't need to see, we don't want to see, and the good was good, but he can't produce that kind of good anymore. So he should really just fade away before he gets hurt. So that's the unknown question that I'd like to see. That's the unknown question, and so that's why I sometimes think maybe I should call it a day, or you know, am I going to be able to produce any good? I'm not sure. But I would like an opportunity to find out.
Okay. Well, my prediction is that we will see you back in the ring at some point.
Maybe in the corner. Maybe as a corner. I'm a great coach. Mentally, obviously I'm a great business manager. Great advisor. I can negotiate a contract better than anybody. So maybe that's where you're going to see me next phase. I'm kind of like, I was kind of over boxing, to be honest, for a long time. I was over boxing, and you saw that in some of my performances, all the way going back to Dominic Gwynn, really, and Danny Williams. You know, just this whole fight with Frank Warren, and just I was out of love with boxing. So the good thing is, it's kind of like I've got my love for boxing again, because obviously it's a sport and career I've done for 20 years of my life, and it's given me so much. Even though it's taken a lot from me as well, it's given me so much. So I'm kind of glad I've got myself back in a good place with boxing. And I watch boxing again, and I'm a student of the game, so I'm really technical. I mean, and this, you know, like Floyd Mayweather and all these other people now, they're all copying Floyd, like, you know, hard work, dedication, hard work, dedication. Floyd has had the skills to pay the bills for when he first started in boxing, you know. So I've never been about hard work and dedication, and you ain't got no talent, you just gonna get beaten up. Do you know what I'm saying? So when you talk about hard work, dedication, yeah, but it's like about talent. And it's about talent and application. You know, you got to have the talent. So I don't care how much hard you work. If you don't have the skill set and you don't have the abilities, you ain't getting there. And so all these fighters now they're trying to rush everybody through, and they don't have the time. To become professional, it takes time. It takes seasoning, and it's a slow process. And you do it quick, you're gonna go quick. You know. And so people got to understand that to develop a fight. That's why these old trainers. I'm grateful that I had these old trainers, because to develop a fighter, it ain't about fitness, and you need to be fit and the toughest. Yeah, that's important. That's like an element of it. But the skill set that you need and the fundamentals that you need to make that transition, I'm not seeing a lot of trainers implement that. I'm not seeing a lot of trainers understand that dynamic, and that's what I mean. Okay, so people are say, how can you fucking talk? You didn't even make it yourself. What the fuck do you know? You didn't make it, but I know that. I know about the fundamentals, and the beautiful thing is, it's about understanding that. And okay, I didn't implement it to the best of my ability. If you saw in 2004, up until 2004, the Ring magazine had me in the future of the heavyweights. Look back at some of my fights. Look back at Dominic Negus and those final fights. Look at what I was doing. Look at Rochelle Assisia. Look at what I was doing in my fights, to know that I understood those fundamentals. And obviously something took me off that. You know, the whole emotion took me off it. 2004, I became a changed person. But up until that point, I was doing everything right fundamentally. So it's about the fundamentals. It's about the skills. You've got to be tough. You've got to understand about you've got to have the fitness. You've got to do the graft. But at the top level, and even as you're coming up, you have to have that skill set in there. No matter how fit you are, no matter how tough you think you are. So I'm grateful for what I've had to do it the other way around. I've always had the skills, and they say, oh, he's got talent, but he doesn't know how to apply it. I've got myself back where my talent is like the stuff that I'm doing is stuff I was doing in 2004. Some of the stuff that I'm doing that I haven't been doing, it's like it was locked away. And I went with these other different trainers. Some of them, you know, it's just like almost like I was abusing myself going with some of these trainers that I went with, because I shouldn't, you know, that kind of where I've been, and just how fortunate I've been to work with guys like Phil Torrance and those kind of trainers who really taught me the fundamentals. That's gone back 100 years. At least, like I said, I've got myself back where I'm in love with boxing, where I'm understanding that kind of dynamic again. Like with Deontay Wilder and David Price, I was like a novice in terms of what I was doing fundamentally, because I didn't believe in the system that I was working with, and I take full responsibility for it. So if I go back and I get an opportunity, like I said, win, lose or draw, at least I want to go out with everything back together again. Okay, and he put in a good performance, and he lost to the other guy, but you know what? He looked good. You know, it's almost like Chris Eubanks, Carl Thompson. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, you know. But I put it on the line, and I can walk away from boxing happy, and that's how I'd like it to end.
All right. Well, listen, Audley, thank you very much for giving me some time and inviting me into your wife's salon here.
My pleasure.
When I title this video,
yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to title it, but it may have in brackets again in there. So don't take any offence. Because I've interviewed you loads of times before, and it's cool. Listen, Audley, like I said, whatever you do, you do. If we see you in the ring this year again, we see you. If we don't, I can see what life you've got here anyway. I know what kind of life you've got here anyway. So, you know, hopefully you'll be content either way.
Audley, #1. You see that? Audley, #1.
Yeah.
And if it is over, I'm happy with it. Respect in every aspect. God bless. You get me? People say, what are you? You're a Rasta. Listen, I'm not really a Christian. I'm not really a Rasta man, but I respect the Almighty One. Seen, bless.
Okay. You know, right now you're looking a little bit like Emmanuel Adebayo.
No, he's looking like me. I came before him.
All right. This is Coogan Cassius outside Salon Nouvo with Audley Harrison.
Gonna win the league this year. Gonna win the league this year.
Yeah, that's what
gonna win the league this year. Piers Morgan talking about get rid of Arsene Wenger. What the hell's he talking about? Gonna win the league this year, all right?
Something tells me the journey isn't finished. Thank you very much, Audley Harrison.